morning, okay, I actually don't know when it was, maybe during the day, but I asked myself this question. If God were to tell me that I'll never get married in this lifetime, how would I feel about it? Would I obey his word? Would I be okay with it, or would I always long and yearn for a life partner, And it was kind of difficult figuring out, like, how would I feel about it, because obviously I do want to have a family one day, or at least I think I want to. And obviously I want to experience love and all of that, but does it compare to God's love? Does it compare to being fulfilled and content in? Because here's the thing, I'm whole and complete now in my singleness. Being a single woman, I'm whole and complete. Like, I don't need anyone to complete me, and having a life partner or being married to someone doesn't even complete me. And I mean, my purpose is beyond someone sharing their life with me, or me building a life with someone. My purpose is beyond that, so would I be okay? Would I be at peace with that? Would I accept it? Would I embrace it when God tells me, you're not gonna get married? Would I be okay with it? And honestly speaking, I would be okay with it, because being in God's presence, like, literally doesn't require me to feel anything else. Being in God's presence, like, that alone already completes me. It fills me up. Like, I don't live in the flesh anymore. It's not about my fleshly desires anymore. It's about desiring God's presence, and just being filled by the Holy Spirit, And God has been telling me, you know what? Marriage is an additional responsibility. It's almost like serving two masters. You have your husband here and you have God here, and you need to spend time with both of them. You need to commit yourself to both of them. So how much more is it better to be single and to commit myself to God? Like, God doesn't have to compete with anyone for my attention, and I don't have to focus on anyone but God. Like, that is just amazing. So I'm coming back to my question. Would I embrace a life of singleness if God has told me that he chooses that I will remain single, for the rest of my life? And I mean, the rest of my life could be 5 years, it could be a year, it could be 2 months. I do not know when I'm going to die. What if I die tomorrow, then would I still be desiring to get married, where I could be serving God and being in God's presence right now and just dedicating and devoting my life to God, because we do not know when we're going to die. We can die tomorrow, next week, and you're busy here stressing about who you're going to marry, who you love. Not I wait too. Let's just serve God and dedicate our lives, because trust me, loving God is not a mistake. It's not a bad thing.